Good morning, Canadians, First Nations. Monumental video here. It's huge. It's breaking. Never been discussed ever in the history of Canada. It overlaps Nazi Germany. I've finished my constitutional comparisons going all the way back to Pierre Elliott Trudeau in 1982 as he constitutionally migrates from one Adolf Hitler, an absolute power, tyrannical power, outlawed in the UN. And we're going to compare this. And I want everybody to hear this good. Now, I put a warning, disturbing content, because it is disturbing. It all begins with Pierre Elliott Trudeau in 1982. The National Post states clearly, there's a created YouTube propaganda video to tell all Canadians it's impossible to amend the Crown from the Constitution of Canada. This was done in 1982. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, exactly like, are you ready for this, everybody? Chancellor Adolf Hitler. He was never president. He wasn't emperor. He was Chancellor Adolf Hitler. And everybody, I've compared extensively through the 1933 Enabling Act, which was put through by, again, Chancellor Adolf Hitler. What is Chancellor? Chancellor is the exact same equivalent in noun and definition as Governor General of Canada. It's where Adolf Hitler got his idea to overthrow Germany's government entirely. With the power of Chancellor, which is the same power as Governor General of Canada, it's where Adolf Hitler got his idea. The same idea that one Prime Minister, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, got in 1982. Everybody, all provinces did not sign on to the 1982 Constitution. Quebec refrained. So how did Pierre Elliott Trudeau push through the 1982 Constitution with a constitutional amendment that states, and I quote, all 10 provinces must vote out the Crown? That's because he's using the Crown power, the same as Adolf Hitler, the same Crown power of Chancellor. Chancellor had all the regions of Germany entirely under their control. That's the Crown power of the Chancellor. It's what Adolf Hitler went for. He got the president of Germany at the time, who had the same transfer of powers as Canada got in 1952 from the UK. The Emperor gave this over to one Adolf Hitler, who was the equivalent of Governor General. Governor General can take the entire Supreme Court, which, when you look at the history since 1933's Enabling Act, that's exactly how Germany was able to, one, prorogue Parliament. Do you notice that in the constitutional powers of one Governor General, when you read, they're allowed to prorogue Parliament. They can dismantle Parliament. This is exactly what Adolf Hitler did. Not only did he dismantle the Parliament of Germany in 1933, he threw all the socialist, meaning NDP and Liberals, MPs in jail. Now, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to take Governor General and do exactly what Pierre Elliott Trudeau did in constitutional migration from Germany. I'm going to use the exact same power Hitler did by becoming a minority prime minister. I'm going to appoint our Governor General and all 13 lieutenant governors for the regions of Canada. They all are sworn to Governor General. They will all swear an oath as they did to Adolf Hitler, and they will lock out every legislature, meaning there will not be any MLA or MP making any decisions or scrapping the government. They'll be locked out. That's the constitutional power Adolf Hitler used. It's the same power that one dirty, filthy Pierre Elliott Trudeau used to usurp all democracy. The Crown royal family does not govern Canada at all. Boris Johnson has told you this. The House of Lords has told you this. Queen Elizabeth II, twice in her lifetime, has told you all this at the UN in 1956 and once again in 2012. Her two times even being allowed in the lowest tier General Assembly, the only 2 times. She told you all this. 1945 UN Charter. This is mandated by the Allies. It was also mandated on Germany after World War I, where they got a presidency from an imperial system. However, the crown power, we call it, which exists in all these monarchies, is what exists in Canada. And they tell you, oh, it can't be removed. You're right. The 10 provinces and 3 territories belong under Governor General and Lieutenant Governors, the crown power, which is absolutely full charge of Prime Minister. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm doing. I'm going to take the power bestowed to the Prime Minister solely and only. There is no governing royal family. If I become a minority Prime Minister, Queen Elizabeth has to do whatever I say she has to do. This is the law, world binding law. And we will absolutely bring constitutionalism to each and every one of you. You will decide. Once educated by the world's greatest experts. This is the same for First Nations in every designation and every walk across all of Canada as it is for all Canadians. Same presentation in every single minority language. You will all make the right decision. There is no such thing as left and right when you get that kind of presentation. There's only the up and down, and we're flipping the pyramid upside down for once and for all. We're ending the Nazism, which is colonialism, crown-embedded constitutional power of colonialism. It's what Adolf Hitler was. It's what Pierre Elliott Trudeau was. It's what Trudeau is now. It's what Harper is. Whenever they don't want to use democracy, they pull out the Adolf Hitler card. And they use the Governor General and Lieutenant Governors to force courts, the highest courts we have, federally, provincially, and territorially. Municipalities will follow suit because they're sworn to the provincial small crown, 100%. This is what Adolf Hitler did. He didn't do it as President of Germany. He did it as Governor General of Germany, the crown-embedded power constitutionally. He was able to take over all courts. You can all look this up on Google. You're going to find that the 1933 Enabling Act, which was passed the same exact way as all orders in council are done here in Canada. Zero democracy, zero resistance from the courts. I'm sorry to break Canadians' hearts, but you are living in a relic that is exactly like Nazi Germany. This is not fake news. This is not a National Post celebration. This is pure, absolute tyranny only seen in Nazi Germany and every other colonial power since. All throughout Africa, we see it even in India today. Even though they got independence, they remained with the crown power. There are many countries, 70% in this world today, that are still rogue in the UN, that still are going with NWO. Canada is a ringleader. That's a fact. And people, it is only the 5 allies that tried to put an end to this. They're busy day after day, year after year, fighting the worst of the worst Nazi-style Germanys that keep popping up. Americans, Russians, Chinese, the United Kingdom and France are learning. They're learning these nouns change, but the definitions from the colonial system are all the same. It's a tremendous amount of work, but there was a time when Russia and USA went all around the world imposing constitutions, and that may have to come again. When tyrants like Pierre Elliott Trudeau come along with sneaky German backdoor double dealing to take away all your democracy, to dictate to you what your human rights are going to be, which is absolutely deadly against the Allies. They've determined international law. They determine human rights, not Canada's politicians, not their crown-embedded German power migrated back from one Adolf Hitler. That is reality. And remember, everybody, this is important to share because it's real. It's what CCP is going to do. We are going to take that build of the 1933 Enabling Act principle of taking the crown, Chancellor, Governor General, and then all of his regional powers that he put in the place, and he lists the names of them. That's what we're going to do with lieutenant governors, but only to give constitutional conventions to every Canadian in every minority language, 3 to 6 months until you all ratify a constitution. That's reality. That's how it's done. That's real. Don't listen to National Post. Don't listen to Justin Trudeau, Aaron O'Toole, or Jagmeet Singh and the propaganda media. They are paid first-class citizens, paid by their stories. National Post spits out a YouTube video telling you that it didn't take 10 provinces to put something into power, but it's going to take all 10 to take it away. Give me a break. Quebec refused to sign Pierre Elliott Trudeau's 1982 Constitution. You used the power of the crown. You put an impossible amendment formula because you're doing it dictatorially, tyrannically, exactly like Chancellor Adolf Hitler, which is the equivalent to Governor General of Canada, same crown power. And as Governor General, he did all that with the courts. He did all that with no parliament whatsoever, because he armbarred them, as I will too, but only to give you absolute constitutional conventions for every Canadian by the world's best experts. A first ever in world history. It will be a building block that's going to make the world a tremendously better place. Canadians, you can be first. You can be the first in the entire world to end the need for rebellion and turn around and gain absolute sovereignty, we the people, and show the rest of the 70% of the population of the world underneath pure dictatorships how to get out from under the crown. The crown that is not the United Kingdom, the crown that is not Spain, Portugal, Denmark, Germany, Japan, none of them. They're all extinct in this world today. The Allies made sure of it. 3 of them absolutely made sure. And I'm going to tell you all, we can do this not only for our country, but we can do this for the entire world. Don't listen to the propaganda. Everybody telling you, oh, this can't be done, this can't be done. They told me independence was impossible. I went out on the world stage. I spent years building that. We got a majority cast ran in 2019 in the province of Alberta. We did the legal path. It's there forever entirely. But now I'm going out to gain every Canadian's independence, every First Nations independence from autocratic, pure dictatorial rule that hasn't been seen since Nazi Germany. We're going to end it. We're going to end it. We're going to destroy it once and for all, and we're going to show the world how it's done legally, cleanly, not in a revolution, but an absolute evolution. The world's going to see, and the Allies will back this up 110%. Thank you. That's my video. An incredible share. Get it shared out. Important. I know.